welcome to AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. We're talking Fruits Basket, episodes 5 through 8. Man, we are getting deep in that shoujo emotional. All the feels, and we also previewed the new reboot of Fruits Basket, and we'll let you know our thoughts. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up? Welcome to AfterBuzz Anime Reviews. We're talking Fruits Basket, the OG one from 2001, episodes 5 through 8. But we did get a sneak peek at the new season, and we'll talk about that too, so you have to stay tuned. My name is Kari Lane. I'm joined by my awesome co-hosts.
Hey guys, Jaimie Gray here.
Hey guys, it's Ollie Drennan.
And now we talked about the first few episodes last week, and Jaimie, you didn't get to give us your
wasn't
thoughts.
here.
So, what do you think of this show so far?
You know what? I'm gonna give this a thumbs up. I like it a lot. You know, I think it's good. I think it was Starcloak in the comments who was like, "We need a shoujo," and I think it was a good suggestion just because we're used to all the action and the shoujin. So this is good. It's a good show, and I think it's enjoyable. Now. Overall thoughts, like Taro, she's a cutie pie. I actually like the dubbed voice actor. She grew on me a little bit. But as far as the storyline, at first I was like, this is so unrealistic. She's coming up on this estate. She's this young girl. Then I'm like, she's been through a lot. So I'm like, just go with the flow. But also just these past 4 episodes overall, super emotional. I'm starting to get my faves. I think my favorite male character is Hatori. I like that he kind of switched gears and we got to kind of get to know him more.
Big one though.
Yeah.
Who are you shipping? Are you shipping Yuki or Kyo? So rat or cats with
For
our
Toru?
Toru. Yes.
Toru, sorry. You know what? So here's, okay.
Or neither.
Okay.
Because we did talk about that option. Because if to reinstate or re-say again, I saw this like so long ago that I can't tell you how it ends. I don't remember. Like there are some things that are like, oh, it looks vaguely familiar, and I was like, well, it could be either or. I'm like, or it could be nobody, because we could do that option as well.
Yeah, okay. So here's what I'm thinking, because I was like, my mind was thinking this as I was watching it. So I have a couple things. Okay. So first, I do think that Toru could possibly be with Yuki. Kyo's a little bit of like a ticking bomb. I know that he likes Toru, but I don't know if I see it just yet because it's too obvious for an anime.
Yeah.
I actually would love if him and Hannah, Toru's friend, got together because they both kind of butt heads.
Yes.
And I think it's better when it's an unlikely romance in anime where it's like, oh, like I didn't see this at first, but it's too obvious right now with Kyo and Toru. So
Veronica's super shipping the cat though.
I mean, I think it's super
shipping,
cute.
She's rooting for him.
It's definitely like typical, so if it happened, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'd like to see them switch it up.
Opposites attract, I think.
Yes.
So I kind of agree with Veronica if I had to choose, but obviously I love my independent, strong female character.
Yes.
So, I don't know, we'll see. I'm interested to see how it turns out.
Ollie, what do you think of these next set of episodes?
I definitely changed my view on Fruits Basket because I went into this, it's just going to be super cutesy, girly, nothing against girly, you know. But I think these particular 4 episodes really, like, obvious. We already brought up that it's super emotional, but also there's so much depth, and it kind of almost shifted genres a little bit. And there's also some spooky, like, creepy things about it, too, that I noticed. I'm like, this family has some secrets.
Yes.
Like, I'm ready to delve deep into them. I need answers because I have plenty of questions to ask. So I'm excited to see how things happen and turn out.
No, to be honest, the first 4, I'm like, oh, this is like super syrupy sweet. I don't know how to feel about it. But then these next ones, I was like, oh, it feels and I love this show. And like later when we get into another relationship that gets revealed, like there's a line that I'm like,
I need them back together.
I am so here for this.
I need it.
But it's so nice that this show, it's like, it's not just fluff. It has a lot more going on. Though tonally you could argue it's younger-ish, but
for sure.
Yeah.
not
but I think
necessarily
that's good because it's like you could bring on even more generations too, which is why it's great for the reboot.
Yes. So episode 5, a rice ball in a fruits basket. So I like that Toru goes to the library. She wants to learn about her friends and her hobbies. Go libraries.
I still love the library.
Well, great place to get your manga and anime for free.
Yes.
Because it still supports the artist because it still has it in circulation. So yeah, the remodeling's all finished. Gets a call from her grandfather. Were you worried that she would go back?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, the story just started. This can't happen right away. I would have pictured it being maybe like at the end of the series. Maybe like the renovations are complete.
Yes.
But, yeah, the family's.
I was like, already?
Yes.
I was ready to fight this. We'll talk about it. But
Yes. Oh my gosh. I know what you're gonna say.
Her
I know what you're
family
gonna
was
say.
so not welcoming. I'm like, they're horrible.
It's always your family, right? We always have
Right?
I
one.
don't understand. Why are they so mean?
And it was like
Well, because she's like a
unnecessary.
Cinderella stepsister, you know, they just are using her to do all the chores and being so, like, just not welcoming at all.
I'm
Yeah.
like, Toru, get that backbone, girl. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
I mean, she doesn't have her parents.
I know.
Either one of them. It's
Yeah.
sad that they treat her like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We mentioned how, like, she's too nice to a fault. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those, girl, you need to stand up a little bit more for yourself.
Female
and
Deku.
Mm-hmm. You're just too nice. But it's so cute how much the Sohmas all miss her. Because even though she does things for them, they appreciate it and realize
Yeah.
how empty
Yeah.
their lives are without her there. And they're just,
Yeah.
like, so sad. And we also get the memory on the fruits basket with the kids.
That
Onigiri? Oh my gosh, them
my
kids.
gosh. Those kids, but you know, I loved that scene. It was, I guess we could say, bittersweet because I feel like all of us in a sense can relate, whether it's you know on a playground or a past experience or even in our adult lives. You know,
Yeah.
you know, people can be a little petty, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just so relatable, and I had all the feels during the
Right.
episode, and also just the rice ball comment.
Yeah.
In the fruits basket, we learned the name of the show, and it was just so
Yeah.
cute. And it made me want rice balls.
Oh, exactly.
You're
I'm
like, can we get
hungry
some?
over
I thought
here.
about, I was like, should I go to Little Tokyo and come back and have them?
Girl,
But
please, I want
maybe-
them.
maybe
I
one
want
day.
all the things. We also, she lied to the family. She lied to the Sohmas, like, oh yeah, my family's so nice. Don't do that. Be honest.
Yeah.
Don't tell them that.
or just some
I wouldn't
things.
even if I were her, I wouldn't even consider them my family. They're
Right?
they're so rude. That's not how a family treats you. The
Yeah.
Sohmas are her family because they treat
Yes.
her with dignity and respect, and they really do have a connection with her because they could easily mind wipe her, but they haven't yet. You know,
That's awful too. It's
Yes.
like, who can you trust?
Well, I like that the show touches upon how family is what you choose. Even if you're
Yeah.
borderline people, your real family is who you want in your life. So
Yeah, and especially for that. This was years ago.
But her family
And
was
this was a manga too, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like such a strong message, like back in the day. That's obviously so relevant in 2019.
Yeah.
So it's like one of my favorite, like, concepts and themes and like storytelling for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Me too. I watched a few stories this weekend. I'm like, I love that your family's what you make it. Because then it's one of those, you're not stuck with those people
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you don't want in your life. Because then you really realize who's important to you and be with them.
You get to choose.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's so cute of like, oh yeah, I'm taking advantage of the Sohma kindness. No. You're
You got it backwards.
Yes.
You got it backwards.
And then, creepy aunt having the detective look her up.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking that, and I'm like, this just got dramatic. Like, CSI detective, she's like,
Yes.
these still exist. Like, I guess, was that her cousin?
Yeah, the
Okay.
cousins, like,
She was
yeah,
such
did
a
you
brat.
do anything indecent? I'm like, but thank goodness Grandpa slapped him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Grandpa at least is sensible.
Oh my
Yeah, it
gosh.
was a
I
light
was
tap.
so happy that happened.
Yes.
Because it was getting too heated. She had her back up against the wall. Not literally, thankfully. But like
yeah.
there was no one on her side. I was
Yeah.
waiting for someone to help her because sometimes
Yes.
you need someone to help you before you help yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes. And I
Yeah.
think, she just needs a little some of the characters need to rub off on her, I think.
Yes. We relearn her mom was Kyoko and her dad is Katsuya because we didn't really learn much about her dad. And so we're like, oh no, she lost her parents very young. But oh my gosh, I was so happy. Okay, I mean, yes, no lady or man should be a damsel in distress, but I was so happy when Kyo and Yuki showed up and like rescued her. I was
Yes.
like, yay! Because she is someone who needs that help to stand up on her own because she's not doing that.
Yeah.
And
I feel
also-
she has potential to do that
Yeah.
later.
And also just, it felt good to see her with, like, great friends. Like, we know she has
Yes.
Hannah and Saki, but, I loved seeing her with her new friends, especially after that rice ball story. I'm like, you deserve real friends.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And it's not just romantic right now. It's platonic. Like, they love her as, like, family. And so it isn't necessarily, like, the guy saving the girl or whatever. But it was just so, like, happy to be like, your friends have got your back. They're
Yeah.
there for you.
Was it Yuki that called the family lowlife?
Yes.
Do you remember
Yes.
that?
Oh,
I-
yes.
I-
They're so
happy.
I
dramatic.
couldn't help but bust out laughing. The family was shook. Their mouths were
Yes.
just speechless. It was so freaking funny, and it was cool because Yuki is such a silent type, gentle, very cool, calm, collected, and for him to get a little bit heated, it's like don't mess
Got a
with
little hot.
don't mess with my
Yes.
girl. I don't know
Yeah.
my friend,
okay.
my
Yeah.
friend, my
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
my family.
And then the fact that Kyo and Yuki had to get along to find her.
Yes.
She's like, oh, you guys had to be buddies to find me.
That was
so
cool.
cute.
Yeah, it was.
And the grandpa kind of like, no, it's okay. These are your
I
people.
get it.
You just go with them. And then, again, this is also very important. Kyo has said it's okay to tell people what you want.
Yes.
Because she's not being bossy. She's not being demanding. It is okay to express yourself and say what you want, because why suffer in silence? So it's like, oh, anime speaking truths makes me so happy.
I love it.
And then her, I want to go home. I had like... this is like,
Your
it
real
started
hope.
so emotionally like good. You're like, yes, this show makes me so happy. Episode 6, Invincible Friendship. We have Toru, and she comes out like, yes, I'm living with them. And good girlfriends, or any friends of, I want to see this living space. You're living with these people that aren't, we don't know them. Can we check that out?
At first, I was like, whoa, back up. You guys are going a little too fast. But I'm like, maybe they're being a little bit invasive as friends. But then I'm like, wait a minute. No, these are good friends. They want to see where you live, and why not?
And you're a young high school girl with these men that you don't know. And
Exactly.
It's like,
And I think also they maybe were taken aback because they're like, well, why didn't you tell us that you're not? So they're like, well, where are you living? Let us see.
Because they just want to take care of her. But yes, it is a bit heavy. So we have the Saki Hanajima, which is our vibe girl, and Orisa Utani, which is our Yankee. Which it's cute. I was noticing she calls them more by their last names and first names, because I feel she's just so proper and polite. And Jaimie, you were noticing how people are referring to her as Miss
Honda.
Yeah,
I love it. It's so cute.
Polite.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, we don't really do that here. Not so much. It was. What did you guys think of when we learned that Shigure is a writer novelist, and Toru is so impressed?
Right. I was like, girl, calm down. But I thought it was funny when he first like hands up like the smut novel, and then he holds up. He's like, no, this is it. So I guess he does both. So he's a man of many talents, I guess you could say. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character.
At first, also
he has time to write, in that nice peaceful house. I'm sure he makes lots of different stories and ideas, and
At first I didn't believe him. Then I was like, oh, he's serious. He's
we have a live chat going on. Welcome everybody who's joining us live, and thank you so much for tuning in, watching, listening. Kodo Tsurugi says, from what I remember, the way they treated Toru was mainly because of how her mom was something of a black sheep in the family, so I think the stigma stuck on her by association. True.
Yeah.
But it was her father's family, I thought, but still it is this other woman coming in the family that they're like, we don't know her, and she's this wild, crazy lady. But that makes sense. They're like, oh, you are guilty by association. Which sucks, and that's not fair.
No.
And then the getting to know her friends was so wonderfully. This is where it was a little awkward and corny. I thought, like, all the antics of the hanging out, transforming, like. It was what did you guys think? I felt it was a mix of funny and funny is it over yet?
And frustrating.
Yes.
It reminded me so much of, like, I grew up watching like Three's Company. I don't know if you guys know that show, but that's literally a show where this is like a particular episode where you are trying to like have this facade basically and not being exposed, but eventually you will get exposed. But luckily I guess they didn't get exposed.
Well, in one way.
But they always have the mind wipe on their side in case something goes wrong. So I'm just waiting for someone to get mind wiped again.
Right.
Like, part of me wanted them to just admit it, just say who you are. Like, maybe they'll be cool with it. But then I'm like, no, they can't risk that so quickly.
Too many people.
It did kind of go on a long time, especially like once you saw Yuki in his rap form with like the rice jelly, whatever you want to call that filling. I was just like, okay. And then they end up in the bushes. I was like, this really was drawn out. But
I feel this is very slapstick, silly comedy that
you're
like, oh, okay, I'm glad it ended as it did, because you go, okay, move on. This is a little too silly.
What's happening?
Oh yeah, we learned that also with their friends, she is so important to them. Toru is so important to her friends because she was kind of their first friend, and they took an oath when her mom died of like, we're gonna all be there for each other. And that was so cute when we learned also that her friends learned that the Sohmas really do care about her. They're not just like, they're like, no, she really is like this and she cares about you. That's not something that's a big deal. Oh, Pochi Spot. She called the dog
Yes.
Spot.
He's like, Spot?
He's like,
really? I was like,
Where's-
you see no
where?
Spot. Like, where?
Yeah. He's like, okay.
Also, Hannah's backstory. I kind of want to know more about her friends' backstory.
Right?
They
Right.
made her look like a samurai, like
She's
from back in the day.
gang,
It's
yeah.
like, I was like, what?
I
Who
like
are you?
the long skirts, but that seems like rebellious in terms of if girls were all wearing long skirts to be cute, they would do, I mean, short skirts to be cute, they would do long to be rebels. But yeah, it was super interesting. And it there was that quick shot where Toru's mom like helped her out, and we're like, dude, her mom is so cool. So it makes sense that they would care
They're
so
both
much.
really cool. I hope we
Yeah.
do get an episode.
More of
That's
the
like
friends.
my one request. Can we please get an
Backstory?
episode?
Yes.
Just, like,
Yeah.
something.
That'd be
Give us
cute.
something. They're cool.
Yeah.
Then also we learn the poofs make noises, which like learning the world building, because the friends go, we heard that.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
It's not like a boom. That's what
because
they
it's
say.
like
in the
poof.
Yeah.
But because that's a problem too, because you wouldn't think much of like, okay, if someone didn't see it, but if they could hear it, so it's like,
Yeah.
ooh,
I'm like,
okay.
I know you saw him
Okay.
transform. I know you did.
Well, we were talking about the mind wipe. Ollie, you see the chat there. Amanda points out, but the friends found out they would mind wipe the friends and Toru.
Toru, yeah.
So, but I don't. Why do they have to do the friends and
Right.
Toru?
I don't get that
'Cause she
either.
knows
I feel that argument.
regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an argument in the show. That
Because
like,
Kyu said that. Yeah.
why? But then again, this family does have like these hard rules that I don't feel you get a lot of wiggle room to argue.
But who made these rules?
right?
They could have mind wiped Toru in the beginning, like, but they didn't.
It's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I think
We
it's
don't know yet.
Hitori. He lets people get in his head.
Also, the cute moment with Shigure. I'm like, yeah, Shigure. He says, if they are dear to you, then they are dear to us, which
Yes,
was really
that's sweet.
sweet. Of like, no, if your friends are important to you, they're important to us, which is a
Especially
good
if they're
friend.
not problematic.
yes.
I mean, the episode was a
Problematic
little.
friends.
Oh, the clothing cat. I love that moment. That was one part in the scene when he has
Had all the
all the
clothes.
clothes. He's running.
That
He's
was
like,
cute.
ah! See, that's where it was so silly, but
Yeah.
you're like, okay, that was actually pretty funny. And then the invincible love. It just went, oh.
That was a beautiful scene. I was like, this is so cute.
Right?
So
You're just
cute.
like, oh. Because there's sugary, sweet, cute, and then there really is like, aw,
Like, yeah.
and like this is like, it really is sweet. Oh, I do like that they make the joke about isn't there an anime with a cat and a mouse and Tom and Jerry
Yes.
reference?
I
So
was
funny.
wondering like what they had said in the
They
sub
said
too.
Tom and Jerry. Well, they said like I think they said something and Jerry. Like they didn't
Yeah.
one of those licensing things, but it was enough to be like Tom. Did they outright say Tom and Jerry?
They kind of did the same thing that they did in the subbed, where they didn't really say it. They just said Jerry, and it's like,
yeah.
oh,
You're like that's Tom and Jerry.
light bulb. I get
Yes, exactly. So then we get episode 7, a plum on the back. This is another one of those.
it. Corny.
But it was so cute.
It was
Oh,
cute,
yeah.
but there were some corny moments.
Yes. I love that there's a cultural festival going on in
Yeah.
anime. I always love the school ones when they have festivals, either big ones or school ones. And they're gonna do an onigiri stand, and yes, totally made me want rice balls too. I'm like,
Yes.
please, they look so yummy. It's simplistic, but it looks so tasty.
Yeah.
The classmates, we have more of the Kyo and Yuki, their issue on jealousy of how much the classmates like them and how much either of them care about it or not. Jaimie, what are your thoughts on that? Of like Yuki's jealous, but Kyo's like, I don't want it.
You know what? Well, okay. Well, so I think Kyo's jealous of Yuki because Yuki's like everyone just loves him.
Yeah.
But it's like I get it. He's the cat. No one ever really acknowledges him. He's not used to the attention. He's like, I'm here in school with you now, and I still don't get attention. And he's just like, what gives? So I totally get Kyo, but it's like he's almost like a Bakugo in this sense.
Yeah.
Like. And definitely in that way. But I think Yuki is just like, calm down. It's okay. Like, I did not ask for this. You
Yeah.
can't help it. So, I don't know. I think Yuki could try to work more with Kyo and be more understanding.
That's gonna take a lot, but
Yeah.
that would be nice if
Yeah.
Yuki could, actually them work together. The random animals follow like when Kyo and all the cats. show up.
Yeah.
That was so bizarre, but really kind of cute. And he's on the roof, and the little tiny cats were adorable. I was like, aw. We have the umeboshi, which is the scene what is special on you, and it's the baby Plum. So pretty much like what's special about you is on your back maybe, so you can't see it.
That's the part that was corny.
His head.
That's the part that was corny to me, and I was like,
Oh,
corny.
come.
Especially I was like, first of all, I don't want to plum in my rice ball, no thank you. And then he was like, and yours would be really, really tiny. But I will say, in anime, I love when there's a rooftop scene, especially on top of a school.
They do that so much, yeah.
It's just, it's something about it with the wind blowing and like the skirt. And it's dramatic.
Sunsetting, essentially.
Yeah.
Ollie, you shook your head at the palm of the back.
It was one of those super, super sweet moments that I'm sure, like, as kids, we were always like, oh, so adorable. But as adults, we experience real life things that aren't like that.
Right.
But I can appreciate it, though, still. I'm sure little baby Veronica loved that scene, you know? And she still loves that scene.
Right.
I don't want to take that away from her, but it was...
It's one of those, it kind of spells it out a little too hard, but it is a cute metaphor that, you know, there are things that are special about ourselves that we maybe we take for granted, we don't notice, and maybe, like, let's literally say it's maybe something on your back you don't see, and so someone else does, but the spelling it out is what makes it corny, but it's cute. And especially because there is a food that she can literally be like, no, it's on the one side. And like the little rice ball drawings was so cute. Then we have just pretty much try harder to be yourself. It's like this public service announcement. Adorable.
PSA.
Yes. Yuki, oh man, the upperclassmen and wear this dress. What do we think of this? Because it was kind of like comedic and awkward, because Yuki later says he doesn't like it, and it's his classmates, the boy classmates are like, well, you're still really beautiful, and if you're a girl, I date you, kind of a thing.
Right.
And it's this cultural thing. I'm like, this is odd. Thoughts? What do we think of this sequence?
Okay, I was annoyed because I'm like, now Yuki, where's your backbone? Like, just say like, hey, you know what? I will save this for another occasion. I'll take a picture of it as like a, I don't know, a gag or something. I don't know. But I just hated that he felt like he had to wear it when he really didn't. But their little cute conversation, that was cute. You know, with Toru and him. So.
I guess Yuki just can't do nothing wrong in like the school's eyes. I feel like.
Goody two shoes.
But I also think we have to keep in mind that just because everything seems perfect for him, it's not. Like there could be like some internal conflicts like within him. Like it's just like celebrities. Like they could be like the most depressed people. You know, you never know what's going on in someone's mind.
And Jaimie, that moment when they're on the rooftop, kind of intimate and like help me with the button in my hair was so cute. And it was a good discussion of like even the word saying someone is cute, because even though you could mean it well, it could almost be like, oh, I'm just cute, thanks.
No, I literally thought about that because, like, I might call a guy cute, and then I'm like, oh, I should say handsome, but I'm like, it's too many syllables. Yeah. It's like, cute, you're cute. Or, like, if people tell me I'm cute, I'm like,
because
I'm old.
Handsome kind of can translate to, like, something, like a formal word.
Gentlemanly. Yeah,
Cute
so like,
is more casual.
Yeah.
Sexy could be like, oh, you look
too
sexy.
much.
That's
it's
like can be disrespectful, you know. So it's
and
different.
adorable is apparently like not, especially like for a guy, they're not going to hear that.
Yeah, and so it's an interesting use of words.
Yeah.
You're ugly.
Talking about
English.
Forget it. Like, screw it. All right, and we meet a couple more family members. We got Momiji and Hatori. So we get the rabbit, and we won't say what the other one is yet because we don't learn yet.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the little rabbit? Ollie?
Momiji's adorable. That's all I'll
made a
say.
face.
Go for it.
I love Momiji as a rabbit.
Yeah.
I don't care for Momiji. I like Kyo. Like, Kyo does not like Momiji.
Yeah.
Yeah, at all.
I don't know. Momiji's a little annoying.
I think she's cute, but she is annoying.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
Oh, I got that wrong. I don't know. It looked like wait, Momiji, the blonde hair, right?
It's a boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
but
that
it's
was
voiced by a girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Yuki is voiced by a girl in the Japanese one.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of, but that one they specifically say that Yuki is androgynous, like, and I feel the female voice actually really works. Though in the reboot, it does not sound like a woman.
Yeah.
No, Momiji is this character. I haven't seen it a bunch of times, but in Ouran High School Host Club, there's Honey Senpai, and he's also looks almost the same.
Yeah.
And it's this little boy thing that I feel it's just a trope in anime that I wouldn't be super excited to hang out with like a young little kid, but it does seem like a thing where the girl characters are like, yay, I get to hang out with this little boy, and
yeah,
I feel that's pseudo a lost in translation, you know? Like,
yeah.
Let us know your thoughts. I mean, we're not saying
guess
it's weird, but it's one of those, I wouldn't necessarily be excited like Toru is, of like, yes, I totally want to hang out with this child. But then again, she's high school and he's maybe middle school.
Still.
But still, I'm not really sure. Leave comments down below.
I guess looking at it that way, maybe Momiji kind of represents, also that's a unisex
Youthful.
name, kind of like growing up, maybe girls, like a little boy who more associates towards maybe like other
Yeah, he's a little more
girls.
feminine. And
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
not-
So maybe that's kind of like what it represents, I guess. But I still kind of think Momiji's a little annoying.
He's a bit much. Yeah.
But yeah, I could kind of see that.
I'll give him a chance and see how I feel. I thought he was a girl.
But he's adorable as a bunny.
This is true.
Rabbit.
Yeah.
And then also, well, because his character is like, I will stay with you when you go to this house with a man. And I know that's why it's like, I'll be another person present. And so it's less uncomfortable for you. So that's we meet Hatori, who's the doctor, and he does monthly checkups for Yuki because of a windpipe issues, a weak windpipe, which I don't know, feels sketch to me.
Yeah.
It's like, really, does Yuki have this problem, or have you told him he has this problem and this is a way to keep track of him?
Yeah. I don't know.
Then also, Kudo in the chat says he's a cheeky rabbit boy, but I like him. Also, I think he's just a year younger. Yeah, he might not be a lot. Amanda says Momiji is a cute little rabbit boy.
Yeah,
I think the rabbit is super cute, but he has a lot of energy that's like, oh, I don't know if I'm like Joe, be like, whoa, tone it down.
I'm like having this weird like alteration of how I feel about Momiji all of a sudden. It's like refreshing in a sense because the family's kind of serious, whereas Momiji is kind of brings this fresh
and innocent too.
Exactly. We haven't seen a family member like that yet.
Yeah. Starcloak said his age isn't revealed yet. True.
Okay. Yeah,
he
true.
could be older for all we know.
Yeah,
because
and that
they could
happens in
age differently.
Anime.
Anima.
Anime sometimes characters
watch
that
that
look
sometime.
very young are actually very old.
It's just,
Yeah.
also transforms on purpose, which is pretty funny. There you go. That's how you know it's a boy, because he hugs her. If it was a girl, it would not do anything.
Right.
But that was really funny, and that's also where we get Yuki being the distraction. And then they go specifically, don't be alone with Hitori. And then she's like, oh no, and walks in their room. I left her like no eyeballs and hair, like no.
Yeah.
And he says, yes, you are summoned to the main house and do not tell the other.
Can I get a please? Gosh.
Yeah, she's like, ah! And then we have episode 8. Don't cry, for the snow will surely melt.
Too late.
Lay on the
Violin.
emotions and the violin
tissues.
and the
Give me the
tissues.
tissues.
Yes. We learn that Hatori has been erasing memories pretty much for as long as he can remember, which I also feel this is like manipulation. Then we get Toru. She gets to the house and she's going there secretly, but I do think Momiji is refreshing in the sense of like, hi, and this happy energy when she's like, like all nervous. The ginormous house, this big family, kind of was also kind of creepy.
Yeah,
Essentially
that's
their
why
own
I thought it was
colony.
creepy and spooky.
Right?
It was spooky.
There's secrets.
And Hatori's only pretty much the physician for only the family, which is also creepy. Like this in-house, like don't let anybody
And wasn't
in.
it like foggy? What's up with the fog?
Yeah, too.
Where are the lights?
Winter,
The brightness.
yes.
It's like you leave and then it's all clear.
Yes. Then we get Kito, their head of the family, is always
Hate him.
kind of sick.
Yeah.
I know already. Also, their age I feel is semi-ambiguous too, because they
I
look
feel like-
young, but I don't think they are.
I feel like they're probably hundreds of years old,
They could be.
possibly.
No spoilers in the chats because Ollie and Jaimie have never seen the show. I have,
Ever.
but again, so long ago. Do you have thoughts now on what Kito is? What animal?
Oh, yeah, I think he's a snake.
Okay.
I think it's fitting, but a second would be the dragon, but I think it's a snake.
I would say snake too.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other like animal that would represent like his character, because how he perceives thus far. I think a snake would kind of represent him pretty well.
Yeah, not feeling his character.
Yes.
Tiger, maybe? Is there...
That's the only other violent.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like a
one.
vicious
Tiger
animal,
or
aggressive.
dragon.
Yeah.
What if they give him a pathetic
And
one?
snake, but snake could also be the one of sneaky and like cunning,
Yeah.
like the attributes to a snake. Those snakes are cool, but you know they get a bad rap. So we meet Kanna, which was or we don't meet her, but we get to see her picture and we learn their backstory. What did we think of this? Oh, and then Hari, calling him Hari, which
Yes.
funny. What do we think of this backstory about Hatori and Kanna and their love?
It was so sweet. So we're just like, who's gonna go?
Yeah,
It was so sweet. It really made me want to just reship this couple because I really want Hatori and Kanna to be together. I really feel like Akito sabotaged this relationship, not Kanna. And I was like, Kanna, why are you blaming yourself? You literally, when we see more of this towards later in the episode, but I'm like, it was not your fault. clearly. And then I'm like, Hatori, where's your back? Nobody has a backbone. Okay, I'm like, Hatori, come on. Like, you, and I think that's, you know, when I was introduced to his character, I didn't know if I could trust Hatori because Yuki says that he's mind wiping everybody and all his friends. And then I was like, okay, Toru, are you going to be okay? Then I'm like, maybe Hatori's not so bad of a guy after all. So I think that's kind of where I was. I like his character a lot. I like Kanna. She reminds me a little bit of Toru. But
there's a lot of similarities there.
And I think with them showing those similarities, it was just a very sweet moment. So overall, loved it.
Yeah, I'm glad this storyline happened before Toru, just for Toru's sake, because like this is how it goes wrong, obviously. But I think this is probably the first time for me, I think, when we saw like the dark side of this family, and it also just represents kind of how, like, if you're in love, if this is true love, it's like, this is a family that you're creating, even if your biological family doesn't necessarily agree with it. And, you know, you don't want anyone interfering with your happiness, your relationship in it. This is what happened. And the family, the snake, the tiger, whatever, really screwed it for them. And it's just, it was really heartbreaking.
I also, I thought it was a sweet moment when she first found out that his true form was the seahorse.
It was so cute.
It was so cute, but also
so that's the dragon.
No, I think it's one of those. I think some of the other family. I mean, I don't know yet, and this is not spoilers because I don't remember. But seeing him be a seahorse, I feel the main core family is like the 12/13, and then the other people are just weird animals. Because there's more than 13 people in this family.
There's the cat. I don't know.
I also thought, like, maybe because one of the animals is just a horse, I was like, maybe they just want to put, like, a little drama tease on it and just say, seahorse. I don't know. I could be way wrong, but...
Because it was so random, a seahorse.
Yeah. But it was so cute, because I love how Kanna was like, she was like, this is why you never wanted to hold me. And I'm like...
That broke me. I was like, so cute. I was just like, it's like, that was this romance that you go, because they forbid it. Because then I also was, like, thinking literal practical, because I'm like, could you have a relationship with someone you just can't... Well, okay,
can't do
yes? It. Well, there... Okay. The adult mind of mine was like, it could work. It would just be tricky. Yeah. But then if you loved each other, like, you would figure it out together. I felt like she was cool enough with it. He found just the right kind of partner that if, like, they're trying to be intimate and he turns into a seahorse, she wouldn't be mad at him. And she'd just be like, it's fine. We'll, try something else next time. Like, a regular, healthy couple of... You're trying to work together to see how you work together.
Yeah.
But they were just so cute. And she's like, oh, let me put you in the salt water. And then we learned Toru was the exact same way, which is so cute. And then, we get our Kito is very scary and erased. But, man, he is scary and is like, it's your fault. And yelling like, whoa, issues. And that's what I can understand why she would feel so bad. She probably is similar to Toru, too, of like, she feels it's her fault, though it totally isn't. And yes, he should have, Hatori should have been, no, it's not your fault. Don't worry, calm down.
I was ready to fight Akito, though.
Me too.
Yes.
Especially since she's like coming into the family, she probably felt more guilty. But it's like, when Momoji, whatever, M girl, M boy, when he said that that Kito had hurt Hatori's eye, I thought like, oh my gosh, he really hurt him. It was on accident. Like, he didn't mean to. Yeah. So I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, I'm like, you were a bit violent.
It's just this like reoccurring cycle that we're seeing with the black someone who's like a black sheep coming into the family and kind of looked down upon, just like Toru's mom.
And she is such a klutz, that was the part where the antics of the Toru being a klutz and then Hatori trying to help her out, which that was an antics moment that was kind of cute though. And what was it? Oh yeah, they erased our love, which was so sad, and watching her go, and for him, and he's just in his little shell. But then he asked Toru, what is the snow when it melts? And it's spring, which is so adorable. And you're just like, okay, that's the cheese, but cute. Mm-hmm.
Phoenix rising from the ashes.
Yes. I love spring. It's my favorite season.
Yay, spring!
Yes.
Perfect timing for us, right?
And then we get Shigure comes and is checking up on her because Momiji is like, hey, maybe you want to come and help out? And it's conveniently left to go get the drinks. I'm like, what? Where are you going? And we also get a glimpse at Akito that Toru sees him leaning out the window, being all dramatic.
So creepy.
And creeper. Yes. All right, so that's it on these 8 episodes. We're going to hold predictions.
Okay.
We'll do our special word real quick. So our word, because she goes to the library at the beginning, so our Japanese word of the day is toshokan, which is library. So you say it to-sho-kan.
Toshokan.
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 Toshokan. Yes.
Yes.
So you go to the library. Yay,
I love
ding!
it.
Toshokan.
Toshokan.
So that's the way to bring it. So toshokan. And so if you're going to the library, not biblioteca.
Yeah.
All
Or
right.
library.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So holding on predictions and what we thought of the new fruits basket, we'll do our news now.
Ooh, that explosion. Loved it.
So if you'll go to our Twitter account, which is ABTVanime, we've been posting a lot about upcoming DVD releases and different events. Real quick, Verve launched a new show called Wizard. It's WZRD. You can go look at that on our Twitter account. It's kind of like a talk show, but it's wizards and Harry Potter-esque. So go check that out on our Twitter. Also, Viz Media launched a new game called The World Next Door, which is available also on our Twitter. You can read all about it. The other news, I got to see a screener for Made in Abyss. It feels like it's not made in the abyss, just made in abyss. So it's kind of a post-apocalyptic fantasy-esque world where a whole, like a pit appeared in the middle of this area and people started pioneering there and trying to find treasures down below. And this young girl, who you find out is 12, meets this kind of robot, mysterious boy, and she wants to go exploring because her mom might be down there. So it's exciting adventure movie. I really enjoyed it. Even though they're like children, they're done super cutesy wootsy, but they're 12. So I was like, okay. And it has some kind of adult-ish themes, which are kind of awkward but it's still really good and engaging. Like, for example, if to see how human he is, there are more than one sequence where people like move his pants to look down his pants to see that he has a penis, and you're like, this is awkward, why are we doing this? But he's like, no, please don't do that. And so at least they acknowledge it, because the anime where they do inappropriate things and nobody says anything is so awkward.
Yeah.
But that is his relationship. His name is Reg, and her name is Rico, and they're just really cute together, and it's really innocent, and he just wants to help her because he has especially special abilities because he's a robot. So check out Made in Abyss. It's by Sentai Filmworks is the ones releasing it. Check them out online to be up to date on when it comes out. And there'll be another movie coming out in January 2020. So I'm like,
nice.
More, because it's just I like the mystery and adventure. Definitely mystery, adventure, and young kids like, I'm gonna do this thing and you can't stop me. You know, like following your heart, which I really enjoy. All right, so let's give our thoughts on the new Fruits Basket. It's coming out next week, so very, very soon. They did it in theaters. Funimation had a special screening, and then we also got to check it out. We're not going to spoil anything for you. Don't worry, because it's not out yet. But what are our initial thoughts? Jaimie, what do you think of the new reboot of Fruits Basket?
I definitely think it's going to be great for a new generation, a new audience that will be coming in to watch the show. Comparing it to the animation now to where it is today, I had to blink a lot because, you must forgive me, I love just the 90s animation and how it looks. And so it's like when you look at today's animation, it's so glossy, it's so perfect. And I'm like, I kind of like when it's a little more grainier and a little less perfect, but I realized that I have to grow up and, get with the times. So, there was that. Also, I remember we were all texting with Veronica, and what she mentioned was so true. It's a lot more modernized as far as, some of the references and how they look and some of the responsibilities that I guess Toru had. I'm like, I didn't see this scene before. So it's a little different, but I think it's still great. It definitely seems a little softer, and it takes its time a little bit more. The 2001 version kind of gets to the point a little quicker.
Ollie?
I think it's going to be very special for fans like Veronica and so many people that watched this grew up with this, because it is a little bit, the tone seems a little bit more serious and darker, and that kind of makes sense because people grew up with this. So it's kind of like, as kids, they watched it, 10 years ago, was it? When it was very cutesy and fun. When it's still cutesy and fun, but you're now adults watching this, as other people who are new to the series, but you grew up with these characters, and just it must mean the world to them. It's so special for Veronica and these fans, so it's it's cool. It's really awesome. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first episode. It was really cool.
And then Veronica, we were texting about it. She said the comedy's toned down and it's not over the top like the original. And then I'm the other way, Jaimie. I'm like, it's so pretty.
I'm like, nice. It is
thing,
pretty.
Though, I like how the characters look so much more detailed and very pretty, but I like the simplicity of the animals in the original.
Oh yeah, because the animals are detailed.
They're a little more detailed, which is not necessarily a major knock against it or anything. I just thought the simplicity was cuter in the old one, but I love the people of how pretty they look. Yes, it does feel more updated, and then I did notice in the Japanese one that Yuki is voiced sounds like a man this time compared to before, but I like his look. I do like how the character designs changed up a little bit. I think they are darker. For example, this is not a spoiler because we know her mom dies. It was darker how you see it. It's like you don't see a body, but like it just was a heavier way to show that her mom died. And then the comedy is toned down. It's not quite so zany. But I really am curious to see how it goes because there was a familiarity of watching these episodes and then watching the new ones. And it doesn't feel like I'm seeing exactly the same scenes, which is very nice and refreshing. But there's the major points get hit. So if you've already seen the original Fruits Basket, I definitely recommend the new one. And if you haven't, it's also great as well because you're still getting the overall vibe and feel. Also, there's a opening scene which is different, so then that's kind of cool. Of like, laying some groundwork for mystery.
And it'll be interesting to see what comes from the manga too, what they implement. And I definitely want to finish this series and then go back to the reboot or whatever.
I want to do that as well. I'm excited to watch this one and then see how the new one updates it, adds to it, because that is the thing of a big reason why they redid it is because it wasn't complete. So it'd be nice to see what those changes are. So definitely highly recommend it. Funimation's going to be putting that out very, very soon. Check out the new Fruits Basket, and the older one, you can watch that as well because it's still available. All right, let's get some rapid fire predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV
predictions. Okay, I'll make mine quick. So I know that we were talking about whose animal is who.
Yes.
All right, so live chat, they're saying that this is not a spoiler. So they're saying that that Hatori is the dragon. So
I feel that tones it doan so much.
I
but
know.
Sure, seahorse.
And they were like, even though he's not actually a dragon, but I guess they were trying to swap that, which is so weird. So it kind of...
Well, seahorse is like a water dragon.
Oh, wait.
That kind of works.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And if dragons are mythological.
Kudo said it's because they only changed into real-life animals in the curse.
Fair.
So maybe...
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
Okay, well, that can make sense.
Komodo dragon.
Right. Yeah.
But fine, seahorse. We'll take it.
Yeah, well, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I now change it. I think that Akito could either be the snake or the tiger because of his rage in that scene. And then also seeing him just like lean on the window staring at Toru reminded me of a tiger.
Okay. Ollie.
So, yeah.
I just think there's going to be a fight. I think I said it last week. Someone's going to fight someone in the family. I don't know if it's Kyo and Yuki or Kito and Yuki or I don't know. Triple threat. I have no clue, but there's going to be a fight. I'm putting my money on it that someone's going to throw down.
I'm just wondering how long it's going to take for Toru to get into the heart of this family and melt away all that hardness that's there because she is just that wonderful beam of light that this family needs. All right. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button. We love having you here. And if you're watching it later, we love you too. And Ollie, where can people find you online?
You can follow me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer.
Hey guys, you can follow me on Twitter at Jaimie Gray, at It's Jaimie Gray, sorry guys, or on Instagram at Jaimie Gray.
And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And make sure to follow us on Twitter as well as ABTVanime. We post all kinds of other news on there that we don't get to cover in here, and we'd love to have you on our Twitter. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Sayonara.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.